Okay, hello and welcome back to my Let's Waste Money in Terraria. Now this one is a special one because it's gonna go off like a bang, and quite literally I've kind of arranged a gigantic explosion just for the fun of it because I had some explosives lying around. So let's prime it and pray that this works. Okay, I'm really nervous about this. 3, 2, 1. Sweet mama. My computer probably hates me right now. Oh gosh. I didn't quite calculate these right, but at least it's really cool. Explosions. Oh man, this is nuts. This is nuts. Wow. That was cool. That was cool. Let's see if there's blocks at the bottom. That would just be nuts. I think it just gave up at trying to keep the amount of blocks rendered. 82 stone blocks. Yep. Wow, that was kind of impressive. And now I have a gigantic hole in my but it was worth all of the work I put into this. Man. Oh, it's disappointing that it's not perfect, but still. That's pretty stinking nuts. Oh man, this is crazy. If you have any ideas of what I could turn this into, because I think it would make a cool parkour map or something, I don't know. But I did have plans to sort of use this as like a farm area. But yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? I'm going to show you something I recorded just a few minutes before I pressed that lever, that fateful lever. And it explains how I did all of this and how much insanity I went to for just that few seconds. Yep, here you go. Okay, so hopefully you guys just watched a really awesome explosion and now you're excited. Now, how did he do that? Now, I'm going to show you, and I actually haven't seen the explosion myself because obviously the explosives are still here. And I'm really nervous about this. Well, basically, what I did was this was my practice zone. I set off a TNT right here, and I counted how many blocks it went, because the wiki said 10 blocks, but it said around 10 blocks. I was like, ugh, that's not good. So what I did is I took like a practical example, and this is 8 blocks wide, and then this was about 8 blocks wide, the difference between the two radiuses. So I figured that as long as I put them 8 blocks apart from each other, these sort of squares will all match up. And so like this one will probably end about here, and then this one will end its like big swooping arc there. So hopefully I did this calculation correct. It was sort of late at night when I did it. Oh my gosh, this is the most annoying thing, having to deal with these mobs. But wow, I've got fire, damaged armor. Jeez, this is crazy. But this is how I wired them. I had to split up the wiring because it's so much wiring. You can't have a system with more than 2,000 wiring in it or it won't work, and that's the one thing I'm worried about because I'm pretty sure I counted all the wire right for the red, but if not, I'll just have to switch things over. I took a backup of this world just in case it didn't work. I wanted to go off without a hitch. But the way I basically did this was I would dig out a 3x3 that took a large amount of time. And then I put one down, counted 8 blocks, put one down, or counted 16 blocks rather, because they were all 16 blocks apart. And then I placed the TNT, and then that was what I did for the first row. And what I did was I squinted, looked at the screen for a little bit, and I would dig another hole, and then dig those in by squinting at the very top, because if you look right here, you can just barely see it, and I'm like, squint, 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 and it was really tired because most of this work I did at like 3 to really late a.m. But then I got the genius idea of using these, like putting down a torch, so that's kind of a lot easier to see. And then I got the idea to use a ruler that makes the screen really trippy, and trust me, after staring at this for several hours with this grid mode on, it really starts hurting your eyes. But it was much easier to find the line because you just go, oh, there's where I do it, and I put 9 that blackout, put the TNT there. And I just did that for all of these. The size of this explosion. Let's take this off. It really hurts your eyes after a long time, and I've been working on this for the past 2 nights, and it's crazy. The size of this, I have a piece of paper with the specifications. Okay, so it's 18 sets of explosives wide, so that's 16 blocks in between each, plus the 1 block for each explosive, and that totals up to 306 blocks to this point. So, I guess I didn't calculate in the other side. I should have done that, so it should have been 19. But anyway, yeah, so 19 sets. And then down there are 14 sets. It's kind of crazy. This is why it took like 7 to 8 hours, I estimate, to set this up. The majority was digging out all the tunnels, but I think hopefully that is nothing in what it compares to the area it brings, because I'm hoping I'll have room to build whatever the heck I want to build. Some more statistics. I used somewhere around 5,000 wiring, which cost about 5 platinum, because 1,000 wire is 1 platinum, basically. So that costs a lot. But the reason I had so many, the reason for doing this in the first place was I had another episode of this show planned where I was planning to kill like some of the bosses with explosions, but I failed to test that explosions actually knock up, like break off other sets of TNT, or explosives, sorry. So I had like a huge line, like 1,000 or 250 blocks. You can actually see it in the map here. That's what this thing is, and that failed, but I had already made 150 explosives, so I was like, man, what am I gonna do with these? So I was like, why not explode a gigantic hole and waste lots of money. So yeah, so it's 18 times 14, because there's 18 sets wide by 14 sets tall, and that is 288 explosives. I went and I bought 130 more just because I had platinum lying around that needed to be spended. No, it didn't. I have lots of things I want to try out. But yeah, so each of those explosives costs 3 dynamite. So, and each dynamite costs 1.5 gold. So I used a grand total of 1,296 gold just for the explosives, which translates to pretty much 13 platinum. So I've spent around 18 platinum to dig this hole, and hopefully never have to dig out a space in this area ever again. But this is kind of fun. I was able to dig at this. Is there anything else I wanted to say? I don't know. I basically used torches to count out things, and I got lazy and didn't pick them up. I just started making tons of them because torches are so easy to make. But yeah, it for the most part. Let's see if we can. This is not a good spot to go in. We can zoom out and just see how massive this thing is. It's just ridiculous. It sort of intersects the jungle, and that's kind of disappointing. I couldn't go the other way, just because that's the end of the world, based on, if you look. Yeah, it's the end of the world, trust me. Trust me, it's the end of the world. But it's 2 a.m. now, so I probably should be sleeping. But I intersected several of these not abandoned mines. I guess it would be abandoned mines. I don't know. Correct term for that. But anyway, the estimations for the amount of blocks this should remove at one time is, let me redo the math real quick. Get out my calculator. It should be 322, because we add another 16 on both sides, and then by 200 times by 254. So okay, that equals 81,788 blocks. Now, a lot of those are airspaces, but still, that's kind of crazy. That's 80,000 blocks getting destroyed, which, yeah, it's kind of nuts. I'm hoping my computer doesn't crash, because obviously I haven't exploded them yet, but you all have seen it already. Time travel, timey-wimey. So yeah, I think I am ready to see the explosion for myself. Man, I'm nervous, but it must be done. Oh yeah, and just a little bit of a side note. This is the grand total of all of the money I have left. 13 gold. And you know how many things I want to experiment with right now, but I can't because I only have 13 gold? And oh yeah, by the way, this guy's still alive. If you hadn't noticed, this is a special shout out to Kinda Bad / Blue Kind. Still have him, haven't died.